Welcome to another episode of Thump, your number one source for interesting content to feed your brain. Making a list of the smartest people who ever lived may not be a smart thing to do. After all, intelligence can be measured in a variety of different ways. Some believe in IQ tests, others place more stock in emotional intelligence. There's also something to be said about a person's accomplishments. In this episode, we are going to be taking a look at the top 10 smartest human beings of all time. In no particular order, let's get into it. Number 10. Thomas Young. Thomas Young is said to have had an IQ between 185 and 200. Note that anything above 140 is extravagant, but adding an easy 45 to 60 points to it? Incredible. An English polymath by the name of Thomas Young made various discoveries in human anatomy and optics. He discovered that the eye changes shape in order to focus on objects from range. He also helped in deciphering the Rosetta Stone, a rigorous task in itself. Young has been described as the last man who knew everything. His work influenced that of William Herschel, Hermann von Helmholtz, James Clerk Maxwell, and Albert Einstein. Number 9. William Sidis. A prodigy since he was a child, William Sidis is said to be the inspiration for Good Will Hunting. A very good movie, might I add. At the age of just 9 years old, he was already accepted into Harvard. However, he grew up not wanting to interact with anyone. Sidis's IQ test results revealed an IQ of between 200 to 300, which is simply incredible. Also, he is reported to have been conversant in 25 different languages and dialects. There is no doubt that this guy was seriously clever. Number 8. Gottfried Leibniz. The German philosopher devised new discoveries in the fields of both physics and language with the new formulation of laws. Including that, he also founded the binary numeral system, which is what we find in modern computers and devices. Without him, we may very well have not progressed technologically as much as we have today. He also wrote in several languages, primarily Latin, French, and German, but also in English, Italian, and Dutch. As a philosopher, he was one of the greatest representatives of the 17th century rationalism and idealism. Number 7. Nicholas Copernicus. If you think the solar system revolves around our Earth, then blame the Polish mathematician and astronomer for concluding that the sun is at the center of our solar system. Copernicus is one of the greatest contributors to the science of space and physics in history. Copernicus was born and died in Royal Prussia, a region that had been part of the Kingdom of Poland since 1466. A polyglot and polymath, he obtained a doctorate in canon law and was a mathematician, astronomer, physician, classic scholar, translator, governor, diplomat, and economist. What a guy. Number 6. Rudolf Clausius. The German physicist got to the bottom of the second law of thermodynamics and was one of the first people to fight for molecules being made up of interchangeable atoms. You just wonder, at such an old age of technology, how people like Clausius get to discover these things. Clausius's IQ is said to have been in excess of 200. Amongst his academic contributions, he also organized an ambulance corps during the Franco-Prussian War, for which he was awarded the Iron Cross for his services. Number 5. James Maxwell. If there wasn't a Maxwell, there wouldn't be an Einstein. Well, not as we know him anyway. The mathematical physicist founded the theory of electromagnetic radiation, paving the way for Einstein and his coveted field of quantum theory. He helped develop the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, a statistical means of describing aspects of the kinetic theory of gases. He is also known for presenting the first durable color photograph in 1861 and for his foundational work on analyzing the rigidity of rod and joint frameworks, like those used today in many bridges. Number 4. Isaac Newton. How could we make a list of the smartest people and not have Newton in it? The English physicist and mathematician discovered the theory of gravitation alongside its laws of motion. He also developed calculus. Aside from this, Newton built the first practical reflecting telescope and developed a sophisticated theory of colour based on the observation that a prism separates white light into the colours of the visible spectrum. He is widely recognised as one of the greatest scientists of all time, and it's no wonder with his many and varying achievements. Number 3. Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci was, to say the least, a handful of things in his time, being a Renaissance painter, architect, musician, mathematician, inventor, and writer. The Italian polymath also painted the beautiful Mona Lisa. Da Vinci is estimated to have had an IQ of around 220, and it's easy to see why. Da Vinci is regarded as one of the greatest painters of all time, and also the founder of the High Renaissance. Aside from being an artist, he was known for his discoveries in anatomy, civil engineering, hydrodynamics, geology, optics, and tribology. But he did not publish his findings, and they had little to no direct influence on subsequent science. Number 2. Albert Einstein. The German physicist is known for his principle of relativity, eventually leading to the final ideals of the atomic bomb. This man was too dangerously smart for his own sake. World-renowned for his work and widely acknowledged as the greatest physicist of all time, he has made many important contributions to science as we know it. He received the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his services to theoretical physics, and especially for his discovery of the law of the photoelectric effect, a pivotal step in the development of quantum theory. His intellectual achievements and originality resulted in Einstein becoming synonymous with genius. Number 1. Johann Goethe. The German polymath boasted many notable achievements in sciences and will forever be responsible for uplifting Western literature, as he is one of the greatest talents to ever grace it by penning Faust. As well as a scientist, he was also known as a playwright, novelist, poet, statesman, theatre director, and critic, amongst other things. The list of this man's achievements in life are pretty much endless, and is also considered to be the greatest German literary figure of the modern era. And with that, we've reached the end of today's video. There were some seriously intelligent people on this list, but do you guys know of any others that we didn't include? If you do, get involved and let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this upload, remember to hit the like button. Also, make sure to subscribe to Thump and click the notification bell to be kept up to date with all of our latest and greatest videos. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another episode.